Hello everyone, this is Ankita Rani, and in this video I will continue with the where the mind is without fear. So my next line is ninth line, because up till eighth line I have completed in the previous videos. Okay, the ninth line is where the mind is led forward by thee into ever widening thought and action. So let me remind you that throughout the poem, poet is expressing his own concept of freedom, right? He is giving his own concept of freedom, of political type, moral type, social level, intellectual level, spiritual level, religious level, right? So here in ninth and 10th line, he is talking about social and intellectual freedom. So I have written two lines in support of these lines. Poet wishes his countrymen to be progressive and broad-minded, right? Actually, he is praying to God, as we all know that he is, praying to God. He is praying to Almighty that make the where the mind is led for, make our country a place where people should be, people should have should be a broad-minded one, right? They should have a progressive thought, and they should be broad minded, because for a developed nation it is important to have the thought like progressive thoughts and a broad minded. Okay, so in short, actually he's saying that we should be open minded and do something unusual and extraordinary, right? Because he was what he was witnessing around in the society, that people were, narrow minded, there were superstition, there were narrow mindedness. So he is praying to God that, please God, make this India a place where people should not guide, should not be, should not be a narrow minded person. They should be a, there should be a thought of progressive type, and they should be broad minded, so that we can do something unusual, something extraordinary, for the contribution, for making the India a progressed nation, so that we can contribute in the progress of a nation, right? So these two lines is, advocating social freedom and intellectual freedom. And actually he is also saying that, according to the poet, our mind should be guided by broad minded, as I have already told you, rather than narrow mindedness. And our mind should not only think broad, but also broad thought should be put into action, into ever widening thought and action. Because it's okay that, okay, we all are having a good thought, broad minded thought, progressive thought, but still we are not putting those thoughts into action, and we are, just like a lazy being. So it won't make any difference. As you know, he has already given this aspect, he has already focused the aspect in this line, where tireless striving stretches its arm towards perfection. Here what he is saying, just to remind you, that we should work hard and not get tired by working, right? Our aim should be to attain perfection in whatever we do. Here he has already focused on, to, to overcoming, for the overcoming of a lazy nature, how we should overcome the laziness of ours, right? We should be a, be a person of, hard labor. So, there should be, in India there should be a culture of doing hard labor, putting effort in whatever we do, until unless we reach to the level of perfection. So he has already pointed out the, for the developing of a work culture, so here he is also, reiterating the same thing, that okay, we are having broad thought, progressive thought, but still we are not putting those thoughts into action, then nothing will change. So for making India a progressed one, we should always have a progress thought and broad minded thought, and those thought must be put into action for the proper result. So this was the ninth and 10th line. Moving to the last line of this poem. Into that heaven of freedom, my father led my country awake. Now, This is a very important line, because you may get a question like, what do you mean by heaven of freedom, right? So here he is addressing my father, he is addressing God as my father, right? He is addressing God as my father. Through the last line we came to know that he is addressing God. So actually, up till 10th line he has actually advocated the different types, different levels of freedom, because he has in the different lines he has given, he has dealt with the other aspects, what a India should be. So actually, for making India a heaven of freedom, it's important that we should free ourselves from many evils which was going around in the pre-independence time, right? So I have already written actually, poet praying to God to awaken his countrymen, so that they come out from the darkness of ignorance, prejudice, disunity, and all other evils. As I've already told you in different lines, he is talking about different aspect. In the first line he is talking about how to for inculcating the self dignity. The second one is about knowledge, intellectual freedom, social freedom, then work culture, and moral freedom. Every types he has talked about, every levels of freedom, so that our country can be a heaven of freedom, right? So that people can enjoy different types of freedom, with different types of freedom, right? With political freedom, like I've already written one line also. So, for the poet, only political freedom is not so important unless people are fearless, self dignified, knowledgeable, truthful, hardworking, and broad minded. So, as you all can see, these words are something which have been already, emphasized by the poet in different lines. In the first line he is talking about fearlessness, self dignified, like self dignity. The second line is about knowledgeable, how to be a how India should be knowledgeable, how people should be a knowledgeable one. The third one, yes, the fifth one is about developing truthful nature, then is about hard working, developing work culture, and about broad mindedness. So he has talked about different levels, different levels of freedom, so that our country can be a a heaven of freedom, the freedom of all types, right? So heaven of freedom can be explained by taking the reference from above 10 lines, right? Different types of freedom, how our country can be a heaven of freedom, by attaining all the kinds of freedom which have already been discussed above, right? So actually, in the last I want to add that for him, for the poet, for the Tagore, only political freedom is not important, right? Only political freedom is not important unless people are fearless, self dignified, knowledgeable, which I have already written actually, right? So it's very important to attain all the quality, including the political freedom, including the common concept of freedom, which we know what is the freedom, right? For because he has a very broad concept of freedom, right? So heaven of freedom is his broad concept of freedom, not like our narrow concept of freedom. Okay, so he's praying to God, so that he can awaken, he can make our India a place where every types of freedom can be found, including the political freedom. Okay, so I think things are clear in your mind. So I just want to make one thing clear, that how you are going to attempt the question. In the very first video of this poem, I have talked actually about the probable question, what are the probabilities of a question. So let me just remind you that, suppose that if you got these kind of question, which I have already actually discussed, But how, suppose that if you are getting a question, suppose that if you are getting any question long type, you are supposed to answer in three or four paragraphs. Suppose that the two paragraphs are fixed, concluding and introduction and conclusion. There must, in whatever answer you write, there must be introduction and conclusion. So let me talk about these two part, and the third part is depend on you, that you are, how you are going to divide the mid part, how, in how many paragraphs. So there must be introduction and there must be in the last conclusion. So in the introduction you can add all the points which I have covered in the first video. And in the any, suppose that if you get any question, suppose that you are getting explanation, explain the idea content in the following lines. Suppose like this line has been given in your question, so how you are going to write the thing? Firstly you need to give the introduction, right? Give the introduction, which I have already covered in the first video. And in the last, I just want to remind you what is supposed to be written, supposed to be include in the last, that is concluding paragraph. So you can write there about the style, about the meta, about the figure of speeches. Suppose that if we take figure of speeches, you can write simply that in this poem there are so many figure of speeches. Like suppose that any line is given, if you are getting any figure of speeches here, so you can mention this. Otherwise you can mention on the whole that in this poem there are so many figure of speeches, and you can give instances like in the first there is a head is held high, head is held high, here it is alliteration. Then where the world, ww, this is this is also the repetition, this is also alliteration. Here also where words ww, it's the repetition of consonant, here also it's alliteration. Then this line where tireless is striving, I have already told you, here it is perfection, personification. In the next two lines there are metaphors. So you can give overall general view that in poem, because it's a short poem, so I think you can remember this much, that there are so many instances of figure of speeches. But suppose that you are getting any figure of speeches in the lines of the in the question, in the lines of the questions, right? Whatever question you have got, so you can mention that thing, or you can in general you can write that there are so many figure of speeches in the poem. And in the mid part you can answer according to your common sense, that whether what kind of thing is there, if they are asking for summary or if they are given the explanation of the lines. So you need to focus on that, right? So I think the things are clear, and there should be no kind of problem. So I think in the next video I'll try to cover some other topic. Till then, bye, and thanks for watching.